Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you're probably wondering, another vlog style video. So yeah, it's an update on Kratos. Essentially, I'm gonna make a quick video that received a new package for Kratos, and it's a bigger box essentially. Now that it's been a couple of months, I think the jars get a little bit too small for him. So I thought I'd make a video of me switching him over. So I bought himself a new bot, some new substrate, and also because there were some issues with delivery, the company was kind enough to send me like a free multi-nutritional gel thing that you put on the bottom. So yeah, it's going to be like a really quick video of me setting up Larvae little box thing for him. Obviously it'd be a good video for people that might want to start out looking after beetles and things like that, as there's not many videos of how to set up a box. It's super easy, it's super simple, and looking after it is not too bad. So this is the new box that Kratos is going to be put in. As you can see, it's really not that big. It's kind of like I think it's 30 by 30 box that you keep them in. It's not too big and it's not too small. It's like the perfect size for like a large larvae if you're looking to have a large beetle. So this is one of the already got. So when this place where I order it from, they already put anti-pest tape on it, which is really good because you can buy it yourself, but it's kind of nice for them to do that little extra work for you. I bought a couple just in case. I'd always recommend to buy a couple just in case. It is really cheap. It's only like a couple of quid. And yeah, so this is the what's inside. So it's like a clear box. This, you don't have to worry about this for a while. This is basically an extra thing that I bought from them. It's a pupating chamber. So after a year and a half of your larvae being level 3, eventually it will become a pupate. It'll eventually start pupating, and that'll pupate for about a couple of months. And then after that, it will then return to the beetle. So I bought one of these. These are dirt cheap. I'm going to link the website onto the description actually, because you can get these really cheap online anyway. So yeah, we'll move on to the next thing. So the next bit is the substrate. This is about I can't remember how much it was. I think it's 2.5 litres. Literally just says right there, 2.5 litres of substrate. You can make your own, but I don't know how to make my own at the moment, and I don't want to risk it. Also, what I've learned is with this jar and the substrate, I've been reusing it quite a bit, and it turns out that like mites and things like that seem to always come and go from it. Apparently it's quite popular for mites to just turn up if there's like a moist and damp sort of dirt. And obviously because you spray your substrate quite a bit to keep it moist, you're going to get mites and things. So before I actually put this in straight away, like the previous substrate I did, I literally threw this in the freezer for 24 hours and then I let it defrost for another 24 hours, only because freezing it, I believe, kills any like little insects or maybe anything inside that might annoy the larvae. For instance, mites aren't known to kill the larvae, they just can become an annoyance, so they can sort of maybe affect the growth of the larvae if there's too many mites in there, and especially if they breed. You don't want to have a load of them because you have to get rid of the substrate altogether. All right, that's substrate. So this is the next thing. It's the armor gel. I got this for free. I didn't actually buy it. You can buy it on their website for a couple of quid. Essentially, it's literally just like some like jelly stuff with some extra like nutrition inside. I don't know exactly what the nutrition is, but essentially what I know is you've got to get a thin layer of this and then put it inside the bottom, just like put a little thin layer at the bottom, and then you will put the substrate on top of it. Apparently it helps keep the substrate moist, so you don't have to spray it as much. It's really good if you're going on holiday, so you can just put this at the bottom, so you don't have to keep the container moist with any water, and it's good for just growth of the larvae. So this is where Kratos has been living. As you can see, I put a level 3 larvae. I put the date. I'm going to be doing this on the on this box as well, just so I know how long there has been as a level 3 larvae. Just because it's good to keep track, because when it gets too big and it gets to the stage of pupating, you want to get things ready for him to be able to pupate properly and so on, really. As you can see, there's not a lot in there. I've been keeping it moist, but can't see him at the moment. He's sort of hiding at the bottom, but yeah, I'm sure he's gonna love this. So as you can see, I put like a really thin layer of the armor gel just at the bottom, and oh my god, when you first open it and you smell it, you can't smell anything, but as soon as you start moving it, it is burning my nostrils. I don't know what they use, but yeah, it's quite a weird smell to it. It's a smell that you wouldn't expect from this type of item. All right, we're gonna move in to putting the substrate on top, and then we'll go from there. Okay, once you put a little bit of substrate on, what you want to do is you want to pat it down so it's like nice and solid. Then after you pat it down and made it nice and solid, you put another layer of substrate on top that's sort of soft, just allows the larvae to be able to bury down straight away, and then make a little burrow at the bottom of the of the box, just to be sort of really, just to sort of help them out borrowing it. All right, I'm gonna throw the next bit of substrate on top. All right, you probably can't tell, but I've actually added more substrate than I actually got out the 2.5 litres. Lucky enough, I already had some substrate in the freezer that I've kept in for a couple of days and then let warm out. If you're getting a box this size, I'd probably recommend getting about 5 litres of substrate. That'll probably be about 30 quid, so I think it's like £15 for 2.5 litres of substrate. But having one bag, I don't think it was enough for my larvae, as it didn't fill up enough of the box. But lucky enough, I already had some purified substrate that I already had on the side. So now after this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my larvae in here and yeah. So one last thing before I put Kratos in. Usually, because the substrate, as you can tell, is quite dry and dusty. If your substrate ever gets sort of dry and dusty, you just need to spray it a little bit, just so it makes it a little bit more moist, the substrate. I know it's a horrible word, moist, but you know, there's no other word I can describe it. But yeah, literally just give it a spray. Not too bad. You don't want it dripping wet. You don't want the substrate dripping wet, but you just want it that little bit moist where it sort of clumps a bit. So it's like, there you go. So instead of it just like being dust and coming off you, you want it to sort of clump a little bit. You just do that every so often when the substrate gets really dry, essentially. But because I have the gel at the bottom, it doesn't really matter too much. All right, let's move on to the next bit and get my larvae in. Got my larvae out. He's now just going to dig down. He's going to live his happy life in this new box. But yeah, that's literally it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of myself rehoming Kratos. I know it's a very short video, but I thought, you know what guys, I thought I'd share it with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And anyone else that's come here literally to see how to set up a little box for your larvae, then I hope this has helped.